Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to another Monday session. I hope you're doing well. All right. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and we are here again. Now, before I start, okay, just as a reminder, this week you, I think if you've never ever taken a day off in your trading, you should take this week off, right? And the reason why I say that is because of what to me the price action that is going on right now does not make sense. Okay, it does not make sense, and that's a hint that you do not want to be in the market going forward. Probably this week. If it does calm down, maybe I don't know, but with what is going on right now, you really want to dial back and not trade a live account. All right, it's just a warning, a friendly warning. I've been saying this since I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago that the market is really not in a good condition to be trading it in terms of live, but you can demo trade and expect certain things to happen, but do not expect too many things from the market, because we are trading in a condition that is highly suspect of what you are currently seeing in price. Honestly, I'll just go through some of the pairs that we'll go through all of them, and then see what I'm looking at in price. But most of it all would be just watch it, because I am not 100% sure of what price is going to do in the next until they announce the presidential election to confirm whoever won. Okay, the market will be in a limbo where most investors will be waiting. The news going on around that Joe won, I don't buy that. Even though he's leading, I still don't buy it until it's made official. So until that win, okay, is made official, I am going to still be siding with the fact that they've not made any official announcement. Therefore, I will not be buying any whatever the news is saying. Okay, whatever the news is saying has nothing to do with what the governing body for the election to really announce. So if they've not announced anything, I don't see why people should be celebrating. All right. So until we do get the official announcement that he has won, don't buy into anything that is going on out there, because that's just retail thinking, and they might lead the market into somewhere that you probably might not be interested in, and then by following that, then it will catch you off guard, and then it will take you to the opposite direction. All right, so do not buy into what the news or the media is portraying out there that he has already won, because there's no official announcement yet. All right, and with that said, look at what price is currently doing around, and it should give you a hint what you should be expecting. I mean, I've been warning people about the market for over 3 weeks now, but it hasn't done really much until this morning. I'll take you to one trade that I was looking at this morning, and it has shocked me the way it has moved. All right, so I was looking at oil. Let's go into my chart. All right, I was looking at oil this morning, and I saw I saw us break down here. All right, so this is a retracement. We've gone to a retracement. Price is showing signs of what? Weakness. So I was looking to continue on selling short with the breaker in here. All right, I got an entry on Friday, but I was willing to share it today because Friday there's not much going on, so I was willing to share it today. And then this morning price came back to the breaker, and then it was falling off again, so I did decide to share this. And as soon as I shared it, this happened. Okay, as soon as I shared the trade, this happened. And that is one of the fastest kind of trade I've ever been in. Okay, as soon as I got in, price went the opposite direction. Not literally went in, but as soon as I shared the trade idea, price went the opposite direction. Okay, and by looking at what the yen pairs are doing, if you go onto here and look at what the yen pairs are doing in 1 day, okay, this is an indication that something is really going on. Okay, something is definitely going on. Yes, the euro yen, I was expecting higher prices. Together with the Swiss yen, I was expecting higher prices, but not like this. Okay, this is extreme, and to me there is something going on. Even New Zealand yen, I was expecting higher prices, but this is too much. Okay, within this short period of time, this is too much. Therefore, I would like to say to everyone, every trader, maybe do not engage in the market at this current moment. All right, just be patient and let this, whatever that is going on, let it pass, and then we can go in and start picking up what is left. All right, because they can do anything with this condition. Okay, think about back in February, March. Let's go back to February, March. Let's go to the daily. All right, so this is February, March. Okay, this kind of price action is what probably we could see again. Okay, what we saw back in early February, or towards the end of February to March, the kind of price action we saw, that's something similar that probably we might be seeing again, because of the whole election, Trump not winning, and them calling the other guy Joe, his trades are all kind of fraud. So there's a lot of things going on that they could use. Okay, the central banks could use that to push price around in a way that will certainly kill off a lot of people. Okay, it will kill off a lot of people. Therefore, it will be very good to kind of, now is the, if you've never traded a demo account, probably now is the best time to trade a demo account. Okay, if you've never traded a demo account, now would be the best time to trade a demo account, because it will not hurt you financially, emotionally, unless you are very emotional. Then your demo account, you trade a demo account emotionally, but try your best not to engage with live funds in this condition. Okay, if you can, just trade demo. All right, so with that out of the way, let's start with the dollar and see what we do have. So dollar has rejected the whole move to the upside and dropped back down again. We have engulfed previous week's price action, which is that one here. Yeah, we've engulfed it. Therefore, I think price wants to go down. This is a sign of serious bearishness. Therefore, price wants to go down. Okay, so on the downside, I have to look for downside objectives. Looking at price action right now, price probably would like to drop into this gap here, okay, and fill that one in. So on the weekly time frame, that will be my next downside objective, basically, right? Even though we do have this as well, okay, but from where we are looking down, that will be, if we are to break down again, that will be my next downside objective. So looking at this and that one as my next downside objective, okay, and then once we go beyond that, then maybe I will look for this as a possible target, but for now we are far away, so I'll look for this and that as my downside objective. Okay, dropping back down to the daily, that will mean I'll be looking for a move back down here. Are we going to drop down straight away? I don't know, to be honest. I have no idea what, with the condition that we have right now, I don't know whether we're going to drop down straight away, or I would prefer they take it up and then come back down. That's how I would like it to be, because like currently price has dropped significantly, right? Taking out a short-term low. So what is below every high and low, we do have liquidity there. So the liquidity down here, okay, and looking at here where price already swept down this low, okay, together should maybe take price up a little bit before coming back down. So if I was to say take a trade right now, will I take it up or down? Well, because you've just gone below this short-term low, right, I will probably buy it and then look between this high and the low that is formed here, maybe somewhere around in here, or the 50% of this range, okay, and then I'll take profit there and I'll start looking for reasons to go short again. All right, so from where we are, if I was to be forced to take a trade right now, I will look for a buy to go up here and then look for a sell to come back down and take out this low into that weekly level, this one here. Okay, so right now I really don't know what they're going to do. I don't see normal price action just by what has happened this morning. I don't see normal price action, so anything can happen. They can take it down with one candle, or they can take it up with one candle, right? I expect anything to happen. That's why I'm warning not to engage with live funds, because by doing so you're just opening yourself up. There's too much risk. Okay, if you want to engage with live funds, I'll probably do with a 0.01 or 0.02, just to be in the market to see, okay, but not anything higher than that, because a 0.01 or 0.02 will not hurt you, depending on your account size, will not hurt you that much if you don't want to do a demo account. Okay, that's what I can say. And then you just have to follow what price is doing. So if you're looking for buys, then you go in with a 0.02, okay, or if you're looking for a sell, you go in with 0.02, right? And that will not hurt you in terms of financially when it comes to a live account. But if your live account is not big and 0.02 or 0.01 will hurt you, then literally just don't do anything. Okay, looking at the dollar right now, it looks like it wants to come down here. Okay, but like I said, they've just taken out this short-term low. Okay, anytime you go above a short-term high or short-term low, price doesn't continue going down straight, it does pull back. Okay, example is here we pull back, here we pull back, here we pull back in. All right, so I don't see them going down straight away. Maybe there will be a probable pullback before they move back down. So that's what I'll go with for this week. So I'll be watching it to see if we're gonna close back inside. If you're gonna close back inside this range. So for your trigger, okay, you want to look for a closure above this high. Okay, if we close above this high, then we will be going back between this high and that low at least 50%. Okay, so if we do close above this high here, okay, then I'll be looking for at least 50% of this range, right? Especially this low gap in here, that's where I'll watch. So if we close above this high, I'll be looking for price to go into that gap and then that 50% level, and then I'll be looking for a continuation to the downside. Okay, so that's the that's what I have on the dollar. On euro, let's get rid of all these drawings. On euro, there is a 4-hour level in here that I'm watching. So I want to see how price is going to trade in these two areas. I want to see how price is going to trade. If I do get price to hit it and then quickly reject and give me a breaker, then I might look for some, demo trade to go into some form of a retracement. Okay, the reason why is we do have price did run some stops here. Okay, so I don't want to see, or I prefer price going up there and then giving some retracement and then continue going higher. Ultimately, I think they will continue going higher because we have broken market structure again to the upside by this low and that high being broken. Okay, that's essentially market structure break. On the weekly, we have engulfed this hold down candle, so that's really bullish. Okay, on the weekly time frame, upside objective, they've already been here, so I would like to see them close the gap. Okay, so that is a gap here. They've already been to this high, so the next upside will be there to close that in. So overall, on the long term, I think price is gonna continue going higher, but maybe a pullback, okay, and then continue going higher. So look at this. There's a low gap in here on the daily. Okay, but I like the weekly one, not so much the daily, because the weekly is where I reference them from. So I prefer the weekly being here, where price will close in the gap. Okay, let's go into the weekly and then point it out again. So that is that gap on the weekly. We've already been here. All right, so now I'm looking for price to come in here, but not in a straight line. Maybe a mini pullback from that 4-hour level there. Okay, between these two price point, I'm looking for a pullback. That pullback could come all the way back down to this. That'll be reasonable. Okay, maybe stop some people out, so reasonably drop it back down in here and then look for a continuation to the upside. All right, so if we do hit that level on the lower time frame, this would be like a day trade or probably scalping. Okay, then I'll be looking for a move back down inside here, and I'll be looking for rejection to continue going higher. All right, everything is possible, so just be open up to whatever happens. Okay, British pound, same thing on this. They do have equal highs in here, this high and that high. I think that's where they want to take price to. And then on the weekly, we do have that gap on the weekly, and then this candle's low. So this and that are my upside objective. So the first one would be above this equal high, and then that one, and then that. So each individual level is a target. So once we get here, there might be a pullback, and then a rejection to continue going higher, and then another pullback, and then a continuation to the this level. Okay, actually let's push it right there to close that gap in. On the daily, for now, we're looking at this equal high as upside objective. We've just gone above this high, so if in case they pull back, that would be very good for a trade idea to continue going higher. You see, I've already outlined, because I was doing my analysis over the weekend, I was looking to see if price might drop inside somewhere in here for the continuation to the upside. So if you do drop in there, I'll be looking for a buy to continue going higher. We've just dipped into this low gap here. I don't see anything meaningful to reject price. Maybe here. Maybe in there, price might hit it and then come back down for a little bit of a retracement. If it does pull back, then you have the this upside objective, this equal high, maybe something off here as a target as well, right? Because that's the last up candle prior to this huge move down. They might take it all the way up here and then retrace it and then form another equal high with that high as well, and then before going up there. So look for upside objectives on this pair, but look for retracement before you start looking for the buy. Let price pull back a little bit before you start joining in, because today is Monday. Mondays are usually very tricky, right? The beginning of the week, so they could take price up and then probably tomorrow drop it back down again, and then Wednesday continue going higher, right? So just be patient and let it give you a retracement before you go in. New Zealand dollar, so I was doing my analysis over the weekend, and this pair looks really bullish. We do have equal high here, and on the monthly, I think this is where price is going. Okay, that gap on that monthly, I think that's where price wants to reach for. But first of all, we need to break above this equal high. So that is the equal highs on the weekly, right? So that's where I'm looking for price to go now, this week. If we do get a pullback, then that would be fantastic for us to get a trade to continue going up. Let's remove some of these levels. Alright, so let's drop down to the 4 hour and see if I would like to see a pullback first, on both the New Zealand and the Aussie. I would like to see a pullback. Okay, that's That's what my gut tells me. It might be a pullback and then a continuation to the upside. The reason being, if you put any indicator on this chart, okay, price will be telling you is overbought. Okay, it's too stretched. It's gone up too quickly in a short period of time. Okay, so they might take it back down for retracement and then push it back up again. So be mindful trying to catch a long on this one, both the New Zealand and the Australian dollar. I'll be going on the Australian dollar in a minute, but be mindful taking a long. Price is too high. We've just gone above a short-term high, not just this one, but that one as well. All right, and that one. So there's been price is stretched out. Okay, it's like a rubber band. It's shot up too quick in a short period of time. So I think there might be some form of a pullback. We do have a gap in here as price has dipped in. So if it does pull back, then you do have the great opportunity to target this equal high, right? So look for a pullback first. Okay, so start monitoring the down candles on the hourly and the 4-hour and see if they are going to break. So for example, on this time frame, start monitoring this down candle and see if price is going to break it, because the price action I've seen from Friday, let's put this here. Okay, the price action I saw on Friday was indicating to me that there might be some possible retracement. Okay, this consolidation prior to this move up is telling me there might be some form of a pullback. Okay, because Friday price didn't do nothing, it just went sideways, and then we went up. It's similar to something like this. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but that's consolidation, manipulation, expansion. Okay, so they could be doing something like that. So I'm seeing a consolidation here. We have expansion, manipulation, and then probably expansion to the downside. So this expansion would cause price to probably retrace, and then we continue going higher. So watch this pair. I'm very bullish on New Zealand. Out of all the majors, I am very bullish on New Zealand dollar. Okay, but it went up in a way that I couldn't get an entry because I was looking for, let's go back to the daily and show you what I was looking for. Okay, so I was not expecting this high to be broken that quick. This one here, I was not expecting it to break that quick. I was expecting price to come up in here, okay, and then give me a pullback first. Okay, I was expecting price to do this and then go up and break it. All right, so as price came up in here, I was not bullish. I was looking for price to give me some form of a pullback before going up there. Okay, so where we are now, that's where I'm expecting price to be, but not this quick. So that's why I'm looking for a pullback. So I'll be watching it going into tomorrow and this week. To be specific, this week I'm looking this week to give me a pullback, and then next week we continue going higher. So you can highlight this down candle on the weekly. Okay, have these levels on your chart as far as the mean threshold of this down candle, and then if we do pull back down, so let's say this week turns around, because today is just Monday, let's say it turns around and then push back down, okay, then between these three levels, you're waiting for price to hit one of them and give you a rejection or a breaking structure to continue going higher, and then we target this equal high. Alright, so that's what I'll be watching. I think they would definitely do some pullback because this is the last up candle prior to this whole move down. Okay, this whole move to the downside started here. Okay, so there could be some pullback. So watch that. Usually I would have chased it with this down candle and say, okay, if price does get here, I'll buy it to continue going higher to target this equal high. That's another thing that you could do, but because we are above this high, I don't trust it. Yeah, I don't trust us above this high and buying this down candle. All right, but you can just play with it on a demo account and see. Then if this one breaks, then you see what price is trying to do. Okay, same thing that what I've just outlined on New Zealand. Same thing applies to Euro. Not Euro, sorry, Aussie. So Aussie, I'm expecting price to pull back and then continue going higher. On the high time frame, that's my next upside objective, and then this high. Okay, on the monthly, let's go on the monthly. On the monthly, I want you to look at this down candle. Okay, what it did. Okay, took out that high. So this down candle is what I look for on lower time frame for my trade entries, but this is a monthly time frame, so I cannot take a sell here with a stop above there. That would be too big. Let's have a look. That would be over 600 stop loss. That's huge. Okay, so that's where I'll be expecting price to go to for long term, maybe between now and Christmas. So for long term, that's where I'll be expecting price to draw to. For now, this would be the upside objective, but for this week, drop back down. We are very high. Okay, we are very high. We've gone above this short-term high, and we are likely almost going above this high here. Okay, what I want to see is how they trade end of today and tomorrow, and see if price is gonna pull back down. Right, if price is gonna pull back down. If it does, I'm watching 50% of wherever high that is placed in, so 50% and below, maybe somewhere in here. I'll be looking there for a continuation to the upside. So for long term, look for this to continue going higher, basically, but wait for a pullback. Do not jump into it as it is right now, because it's just too high. If you're already long, then make sure you take some profit off, but wait for some form of a pullback first before you join into this crazy bullish price action. Okay, so it's similar to what I outlined on New Zealand. If we break down, okay, you can use this down candle as a breaker and sell short to come back down, or just ignore the sell and wait for it to pull back, and then once it start rejecting to continue going higher, then you join it, but look for these upside objectives. Dollar CAD has just ran a huge pool of liquidity, which is a monthly low. Okay, so we've just run this monthly swing low, and I think there will be a pullback. Okay, I think there will be a pullback, and I don't know where that pullback is gonna go, but I think there will be a pullback usually. So when you trade and you target, the way smart money trades is they target highs and lows. Okay, they target highs and lows, and once price gets to that specific price level, okay, that's their trade done. So price is now going to find reasons to move where it wants to move to. All right, so price coming down here is like more of a target rather than price breaking it to continue going down. That's why most of the time when we go above a short term, when we go above a high, price doesn't straight away continue going higher. It tends to pull back because that's where they are targeting. And once price gets to the target, usually price will retrace. Okay, and you see an example here. We go above that high and then we retrace. Here we went there and then we rejected. Here went above this high and then rejected everything. We went below this low, price rejected. So we are coming below a monthly swing low, so I think price will pull back inside. So what I'm watching is essentially probably what's happening right now. So let's see if they reject and close back inside, okay, inside this low. So if they do close back inside this low, I think they will take price to this last up candle. Okay, they might take price to this last up candle, and if that last up candle gives up, that's a breaking market structure, and then I'll look for probably a retracement between so one is a bit so this one is a bit weird because we have this high, we have another small high in here. Okay, so I'll use that one and then look for price to come somewhere in here, so maybe to this down candle. So if we are to break that 4-hour high, if we are to break this high, I'll be looking for price to come above this short-term high and then probably a bit higher, but for now I will look for this as a first upside objective. Once this breaks, okay, it needs to break it first, and then I'll look for that as a possible upside objective, but until then I'll still be watching it. What did happen with the Japanese pairs? Right, so I've been bearish on Japanese yen since October. It doesn't surprise me that price is dropping, but like I said, it's done it in a very, very strong way that I didn't expect that. Okay, if you go back in time, I've talked about all my members was know we've been like bearish on yen, so I was expecting yen to drop, but not this way. So I would say it's price action but exaggerated. Okay, it's price action but it's exaggerated. Plus it wasn't just the yen. The reason why it's a bit weird to me is not just the yen. They did it across board, which is, so if I'm expecting just yen to be bearish and yen was dropping or the yen pairs were rallying, I would say that is normal. But because yen is dropping, you have oil going up 10% in a day. We have all the yen pairs going up almost 3% now. That's not normal. Okay, something is going on. All you need to know is that something is going on and you need to be careful. All right, there is sharks there is sharks in the sea, or say shark in the river, so be careful. Right, So yeah, I think they might pull back up into there for now, and then if they go above the short-term high, then you look for price to come up here. And there is another reason why I think there's weird things going on is because of this. Okay, look at dollar CAD and dollar Swiss. They are dollar pairs, but one has rallied and one has dropped. Okay, that's typical. This will let you know that something is going on. Right, this doesn't usually happen where we have the dollar Swiss going up and then dollar CAD dropping. Usually they do the same thing, right? So dollar CAD dropping and then dollar Swiss going up. That is, yeah, dollar Swiss going up doesn't usually happen like that. So to me, there is something fishy going on. So just take a week off, or take these 2 days off or 3 days off until they give out the election announcement. Just take some time off. Okay, it'll benefit you. You have peace of mind, and you have no risk in the market. All right. So yeah, dollar CAD, that's what I'm expecting. Let's see how they're gonna react at that level. The reason why again I'm looking for bullish dollar is because usually, okay, after the election, if you go back in time, check 2000. Actually, let's do it. So when was the last election? 2016, right? Let's go into the daily. Because if history repeats itself, then it should repeat again. So 2016, look at that. Exactly 1 year, 4 years ago, like exactly the same date, on the 9th of November, look what happened. Okay, and then price went up forever. Okay, exactly 1 year ago. 4 years ago. So as you can see, it's not random that price action is behaving the way it's behaving today. I didn't even notice that it was on the 9th. So we are both discovering this right now. But look how weird exactly 9th of 9th of November price behaved. Okay, I'm very intrigued, to be honest. I'm very surprised. Let's go back to 2012. Go back to 2012 and look at November again. So if history is right, then 2012, after the election, that's 2012, right? Or 11, sorry. 2012. Yeah, after the election, price did what? It did go up. Okay, let's go back to 2008. 2008. October, November. Yeah, 2008, that's when Obama was elected, and that was around 4th of November as well, and then price did go up. So it's just history. Price remembers what do you call it? Price has got a brain. So again, another November in 2000. Let's go 2000 November. Right here. All right, and then price went up again. So you can see after every election, okay, the dollar goes up. Okay, but I'm very intrigued on the 9th, on 2016 9th, how price behaved, and it's doing exactly the same thing today. That is shocking. Let's go back to 2016. Right, 2016 price went down and then went up and then continued going up. So there was a fake move to the downside and then price went up. Let's actually look at the yen pairs, because I want to see if that's true, because the yen did eventually go up, and it did so in a beautiful manner. 2016. If that's the case, then we do have really a good 2016 in November. Yep, it did the same thing here. That's the 9th of November, and then the yen continued to be weak. This went up parabolically for the rest of the year. Okay, so as you can see, it's not just random. I don't know how to express it again, because I'm really shocked. So we're gonna see a continuation to the upside on the yen pairs. So my favorite one is the New Zealand yen. I've been bullish since we went down here. Sorry if I'm jumping around, but I've been bullish since here. Actually, it was back in October, and I got stopped out on this retracement. Right, but this, I think, is gonna continue going higher. Right, it's gonna continue going higher, and let's go back in 2016 as well. Yeah, there it is on the 9th of November 2016. Something exactly what's happening today happened, and then price went up forever. Okay, so this is probably just the beginning of this kind of move. So maybe tomorrow I might just jump in. Looking at this, I might just jump in and then just hold on to it forever. Maybe for the next 1 month, just hold on to that trade. Yeah, that looks promising to the upside. Really shocked, but let's continue. So we do have the Swiss rejecting this low, and this is what I'm talking about on the dollar CAD. Okay, going below that low and rejecting. Similarly here, you can see they went below this low, and then most traders will be looking at, okay, we've gone below this low, so we're gonna continue going lower, and then price says nope, I'm not doing that, and it rejects. So I think this will also be another good probable rejection to continue going higher. They might come up for this equal high. Let's remove these drawings. They might come for this equal high. Sure, we will look at, it's almost there anyway. We'll be looking at that in a second. But this looks like they will go up there. Definitely. I don't like the I don't like the consolidation they left here, but because we've just went below an old low, so that is understandable for them to do that. So next upside objective would be, I think, this candle's low on dollar Swiss, and honestly I think it's just gonna go up. That's my feeling. I have a feeling that the dollar is gonna go up, and I'll give you one hint why I think the dollar is going up. Right, so I did my intermarket analysis. Okay, I did my intermarket analysis, and usually when we have the the bonds. So if you upload for me, right? Usually when we have the bonds, okay, going up, okay, the dollar will be going down, and then when we have the bonds going down, the dollar will be going up. Now we have these bonds going down, okay, so it's dollar opposite, right? So this one is dropping, dollar should do opposite. Okay, so that's why I think dollar will push higher. Okay, so the intermarket analysis is giving me higher prices on dollar. Therefore, I'm very confident that they might take this thing higher. Okay, so look for upside objectives on this as well. Yeah, look for upside objectives. For now, this one, and then watch this equal high. If we break that, then your eyes will come right up here. Let's go back, because this morning as I was watching this has dropped a lot, so it's due for a correction. We made a high back in April 2019, and we are all the way down here. We've already taken out this equal low. Price tried to come up and rejected. So if we do trade above this high, okay, I think this will turn around and then come back inside this range again. Between this high and the low that is formed, we might see trade back up here to these down candles close, and then maybe once we get there, I'll see what price we do. But if we trade above this high, I think price is gonna come here, right? So watch it for the next, I think, till mid November and early December. Watch that. Let's go back to 2016. I want to watch what price did back in 2016 as well. Yep, it also rejected. I think this thing is weird. It rejected and it went up for how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 consecutive days before there was a pullback. So we do have another 9th of November after election, and this is the first day. Okay, so we do have how many days more? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 days more, okay, for upside price action. So let's see, right? Let's see if that will be the case. Euro pound, that one is a dead animal. It's not doing anything. I think because euro and pound are both doing the same thing, so this thing is not gonna do much. But I'm bullish on this, to be honest. I'm expecting higher prices. So maybe a short-term low has been formed. If we run this low on the down candle that was formed here, we did engulf it. Yes, the daily is bearish, but we have hit a weekly level. So that level you see there is a weekly level. Let's go back to the weekly. So that's a weekly level here, or you can use that one, but I prefer this one. And the price has rejected, so I'm expecting continuation to the upside on this. It's just too wicky for me. It's too many wicks going on, but I like this level. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, is we have this low, we have that low, we have very clean move away. So that's where I would like to be a buyer. If I want to buy, this is the down candle I'm interested in. And then look how they've layered these highs. So I'll be looking for price to come back up here. Right, so this is a probably a good trade that I'll watch. If the election is over, I'll watch this one. All right, now Aussie New Zealand. Ahmed, this is for you. So Aussie New Zealand, I was bullish last week, and I think last week Monday, YouTube members had on Wednesday. Yeah, if you were with me on Wednesday, you could have caught this buy here, because I did mention that it wants to continue going higher from here. So if you caught that, well done. And I did mention this line as a upside objective. So 1, 2, 3, and then we could go to this one as well, and we got a pullback. Now that level you see there is a previous. Go to the daily. That level you see there is basically my breaker, or my breaker. You don't own a breaker. It's a breaker low, okay, and that's where price did find support right there. Okay, and then price has gone into some form of a retracement. Usually breakers are very powerful and they stop price, but in this case, I think they might push it back up again for the opening price. At the same time, is the low of the weekly last up candle, right? But I still think they might push it back up again for the opening price, and that's what I think. So we might get a continuation to the upside on this one. Okay, yeah, it looks like it wants to go up again. By looking at current price action, we did run this low and then took out this high. Price came back down to pick up more orders here, so it looks like it wants to go high again. So for now, you could look for look to target this one again, that one, and then leave something on for the last target up there. Okay, if we break back down below this low, then look below here. Okay, if we take out this low again, then look below here, because price will now continue going down, because remember the daily is bearish, and I did mention that we could probably see price come down here. So if that, let's say today's low, okay, if today's low gives up, then I think here, and you can take a sell and target here for first target. Let's get rid of this. Okay, so if we break, this low, okay, look to sell short using that same down candle and target there as first target, and then look for this consolidation to be run. All right, so that is that for Aussie New Zealand. Euro New Zealand, let's remove some of these drawings and start over again. I think that's where price wants to go. If you've been following along, we had a buy, or I did show that we could bounce off here after taking out this low, and then we'll be looking for upside objective. Ideally I wanted it to pull back a little bit more, but they've rejected that. So if that's the case, then they want to go lower, so I'll be expecting price to come here. So look for a continuation to the downside to take out this low into this down candle, just like they did here. They're gonna do the same thing down here. So if we pull back up, look for a sell to continue going lower. I think there's a 4-hour breaker that is key enough from. They could just move from here and then drop into that level. I don't see them. It's too weak. Again, the NZD is very strong, so see it going higher. Let's look at to compare what Euro Aussie is doing. Why did I do that? Yep. So if you do trade Euro Aussie, there is a huge liquidity down below these lows, so I think that's what they want to go for. Price did manage to find a breaker. Okay, this down candle found support there. Last down candle we rally up, rejected everything, retraced into the breaker and it's rejection. So these lows are very yummy to price. I mean, they're all higher lows. Okay, so definitely they will be looking to sweep them. With this one, you do have lower low in here, so look for that one as a target. But for this, I think it's gonna just slide through it and keep going down. We do have lots of lows down here. This would be a swing trade idea going forward. Down there. We do have one here. Let's not get, it's almost close. Let's get carried away. Yeah, so look for this for now. So if you do get a sell, hold on to that for possible continuation to the downside. Okay, and if you do get a sell on this one, hold on to it, because I think these lows are just too yummy. Okay, they're gonna come for them. They've rejected all this rally. Okay, so all this move to the upside, that was manipulation to drive retail thinking or retail minded people. Okay, that 2% will bring me down here, so look for continuation to the downside. Let's go back. At least the 168. So 168 is giving me here, even the 124 and 1274. 1274 is, I think, almost, let's have a look how many pips away. It's not bad. 45 pips away. So that's very reasonable target for now, 45 pips. And then you look for the 168, which is almost 220 pips away. So that's a very good target as well. Look for that. All right. For your stop loss, I think it'd be best to leave your stop loss for now up here. Okay. So if you want to sell short, leave your stop loss up there. Yes, if they stop you out, no problem. It's gonna pull back into probably that gap there and then continue going lower. So if you do get stopped out on that, let's maximize this because I don't have Euro Aussie on the chart. So if you do get stopped out on this one, okay, by looking for those downside objectives, look to sell again in here. Okay, we have a short-term high, you have a low gap, we have this last up candle. That's very good place to look for a sell, and then with that will give you a really good downside objective, selling up there, and then stop goes just above that high, and you still be looking for downside objective. Okay, but for now I think we might get just slide on to continue going down. Yeah, we might slide on to continue going down. If it does pull back, okay, this is also nice area to consider a sell. Right, I'm just trying to, you know, get you to chase price, but you don't need to chase price. But if it's to pull back up in here, you could look for that and then target here, right? But where we are now, if it doesn't and it keeps going down, then obviously your stop will be same place, because if you put it anywhere in here, they're going to stop you out. Okay, so you want to protect yourself up there. Okay, I would like it to pull up this week and then go down again. Okay, that's my idea coming in today. I don't want it to continue going lower. I want to see it pull back up. So I want to see a bit of weakness in Aussie this week. So with that, yeah, the direction is down for long term. Okay, but for short term, I would like to see it pull back up. This is probably manipulation, right? But if it's to continue going down, and I do give like kind of psychology lessons regarding stops. So my psychology lesson is, do not be scared to take losses. Okay, do not be scared to take losses. Once you free your mind from taking losses, you will catch amazing trades. Okay, the reason being, if price is gonna go up, okay, sorry, in this case, if price is gonna go down, there has to be some form of manipulation all the time. That's how you have to view the market. Anytime you want price to go down, expect some form of manipulation. If you can see the manipulation, then obviously there is no need to expect it. But if there is no manipulation, then you have to expect some form of manipulation. So like I mentioned on the hour, on the daily, this whole move to the upside was manipulation. Okay, so I now know that price should go down. Therefore, I'm not expecting price to come up here and then continue going higher. That's not the case. But it can pull back inside this whole range between this low and that high. Okay, it can pull back inside that range and then still be okay to go down here, because they've already done the manipulation. But this is for the daily. On the lower time frame, it's different. Yeah, on the lower time frame, it's different. So if I'm expecting price to go down, they might manipulate it first to the upside and then send it down. Okay, so if you are not afraid to take a loss, then you sell short. Place your stop here and then look for continuation to the downside. If it comes back up and stops you out, no problem, you wait, be patient. It's gonna give you another trade to continue going lower, because this should by default continue going lower. Right, so I hope that helps. Let's jump back to the New Zealand. With that, this thing should also come back down here. Yeah, it should come back down here. So if it's the same thing as the Euro Aussie, so you look to continue going down. If it does pull back inside here, that would be awesome. If it does pull back up there, that'd be awesome for a continuation to the downside. If it doesn't, then all eyes is here for downside objective. Okay, so if you want to sell short here and put your stop loss up there, that's entirely up to you, because I don't know what price is gonna do next. Okay, I know that it's dropping here, but I don't know what's gonna do next. So you can look for your own kind of entry. If it does pull back up there, that's the entry I have. That's the entry I will go with. And if I'm swing trading, then probably I'll sell short and then place my stop somewhere in here, and then I'll let the trade run, because I'm extremely bullish on New Zealand. I'm extremely bullish on New Zealand dollar. Sorry, New Zealand currency itself. So the NZD futures market itself, I'm extremely bullish. So I think from what I'm seeing, right, let's have a look here, and let's have a look here, and let's have a look here. Right, went up there, break down, and up here again, up there. Ultimately, we are looking to come back down here. So look on the yeah. So for long term, I think they're gonna take out this low into this level. That's what I see. So long term, look for a continue. I think they'll do it this quarter. So this quarter meaning from October till December. So look for continuation to the downside. Okay, so whatever pullback happens, you can look for an entry to sell short again. Pound. Yeah, this also looks like they want to take out these equal lows, and that's a trend line. Amici trend line traders, that looks like it wants to come down there as well. This is just a short-term bounce that I'm expecting from this down candle. As a short-term bounce that I'm looking at. I'm not looking for it to go all the way up, but a short-term bounce, and a continuation to the downside. So you do have this mini gap with a up candle there. So that could be an area to sell short and then target this consolidation. Okay, let's take out this buy. If you want, you can participate in the buy to go up, down, and then sell it back down again. But look for that to come in, and then that one as well. Ultimately, I think this one is gonna drop into here. A really nice gap on the weekly. Okay, we do have trend line. Trendline brothers, they will try to buy this because it's too good not to buy. Okay, we have 1, 2 confirming a trend line, so 3 would be a buy. Right, I was looking online over the weekend to understand some of how these guys that trade the trend lines, how they draw their trend lines, because I wanted to understand when they do join the lines. Okay, and then I saw one. I think it was a lady. A lady was drawing a trend line, and he said, "I'm a cut the head off." She said, "I'm a cut the head off." I'm thinking, what? You want to cut the head of the she wanted to draw something like, let's say, I want to find one and see if I can show you. Right, let's say she wanted to draw something like this. Okay, so she said she's gonna cut the head off and then draw it that way because this one was connecting directly to that. So then she's gonna cut this one's head off and then draw the line. I'm thinking, wow. So I am an investor, right? I'm sitting here in my house and I'm thinking of, I think I forgot the actual pair that she was doing. And I am smart money and I have money to move the market, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, today I feel like I want to buy, I want to sell this pair. Let's say I want to sell it. Actually, let's buy it. I want to buy it. Okay, I'm thinking, okay, let me draw a trend line and let me cut this price off. I don't want to buy here, or I don't want to see this price exist. You know, it doesn't make sense. But that is the sort of like things that people trade out there, and I'm thinking now understand why people do lose in the market because of things like this. How can you draw a trend line and say I'm gonna cut this one off? It doesn't really make sense to do that. If you're gonna draw a trend line, why don't you do it this way? Because that's a price point. Price did make a high. Right, so why not this way? But because he wants to form fit what the mind is telling her, okay, she's seeing something in her mind. Because she wants to form fit with what she's seeing, then she wants to draw it this way so that it will touch, and then she'll have a perfect trend line. I'm thinking, okay, interesting. Right, so we do have a low to touch. They will be looking to buy here, and it might do that the first time, but ultimately it will break it. Pound yen is dynamic. So pound yen is absolutely, I don't know. Price is just marvelous. So pound yen, I have been bullish since down here, right? But I didn't expect this. I've been bullish on pound yen since down here. It bounced off from a weekly level here. Let's remove all this business, because me and my team, we've been a buyer from the 28th of, we've been a buyer of yen pairs from the 28th of October. So it bounced off from this down candle, and we've been a buyer from the 28th of October. So my buy ended here. So 28th of October to the 4th. So this is when our buy ended, but I was still bullish because I was targeting this equal high. That was my target. And that one, but I didn't expect it this way. So this has made it easier for my target, but I was not in that trade. I was in this one, and then I closed my trade when it retraced. I think my stop loss was pushed here, so it closed my trade here. But this, I was not in it, but I was still bullish, okay, for that high. Looking at what price is doing, I think we might see a continuation to the upside, to this low. Okay, this is a void. Price would like to see that void closed in, so price will likely come back up here, and then just like it did up here, there, so that down movement, once we went above this short-term high, right, we went above this short-term high, price went up there. Same thing here, we've gone above this short-term high, so price will likely see that level traded to. So dropping down to the daily, that's how it looks like. So I'll be expecting price to trade up there. Okay, so look for a buy. I don't know if it's gonna pull back. With this huge move, I don't think it should. I don't think it should pull back. It should just continue going higher. Okay, so 140.13 as upside objective, very possible. This, I don't know where you're gonna place. I don't know where you're gonna place your stop loss on this. Maybe below this consolidation. Okay, so maybe below this up candle, somewhere here. Okay, so stop loss goes down there. Oh, wrong one. If you want to chase it, okay, that's if you want to chase it. That's a 121, 1.15. That is what you can get. And it trades back to the breaker. That's interesting. Okay, so that's what you can do. I don't think it should, with this move, I don't think it should pull back, because if it does pull back, that's not good. And looking at history, it should continue going back up. Let's go back to, I think we did look at 2016 on this one, and it went up for how many days? This went up even more. So this went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Almost a month. Continue going up for a month, and that went up to rebalance a monthly level. Okay. Let's go back in 2016. Yeah. It went up to rebalance this down, this whole down move. That's where it went back to rebalance. Okay, so we do have something similar. So maybe this will be all the yen pairs. I'm watching them because I've been bullish on them since 28th. So I think I might just jump into some of them and then just ride it to the upside. So this will be another one that I'll jump in. So we've now jumped into the yen pairs. I will be jumping in for a swing trade and with a stop here. I don't mind if it comes back and stop me out, no problem. But I would like to catch some 20 days solid up move. Alright, I'd like to catch some 20 days solid up move. Same thing with dollar yen. This thing has shocked me because last week I was looking for a buy in here and it did stop me out, okay, because I'm bullish. If you go back in time, I did mention this several times. I mentioned it several times that we could get something like this. Okay, we could get something like this as an event on the dollar yen, and we could be targeting there. All right, and then this equal high. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look for, this is absolutely insane. I'm gonna look for that as my upside objective. Okay, this all is just random price action. It's gonna trade through them. Not random, but it's just, we call it efficient trading. Okay, price has traded efficiently in here, so we're gonna get like serious move to the upside. So this equal high and then the mean threshold of this last up candle, that's where I think price is going. So I'm gonna take a position on this. Your stop loss is going to be huge, but it is what it is, right? Just like I mentioned earlier, you're going in with a small position. No, do not bet the house or do not bet the farm on this one. Just look for a small position and then target up there. For now, look for this equal high. Okay. Euro yen, I've been bullish as well. I did mark out where I was expecting price to be pausing on the hourly, and it didn't even pause. Okay, I was looking for it to pause in here and then pause in there before ultimately running this equal high, and it's just done that in one day. So on euro yen, maybe I will not take anything because we have reached a target, right? We've reached a target, so I'm probably not doing anything on that one, but the rest I will be doing something on them. Looking on the higher time frame, with today's move breaking, if we close above this high, I think we'll be coming up here. Give me 1 second, because I think I have a day that I'm expecting some buy. The 12, yeah, I think I'm gonna get a position on this as well to target this equal high. With that high and that high, I'm gonna get a position to target that. Because back in 2016 it did same thing. Let's go back in. 16 here, and this is a weekly time frame, right? So we had, that's the ninth week, and then we went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive weeks solidly going up. All right, so I'll be looking for something like that as well going forward. Okay, we have this equal high, we have equal high in here. I'm not expecting that much, but it can. Okay, we are in an election year, expect anything, but there is a gap in here, so I'll probably be looking for that more than this one. We also have a low gap in here, so this equal high is probable before end of the year. Let's get rid of some of these lines Got too many lines. Right, and that one has been hit. If we are retracing, watch this down candle's opening price. Okay, watch this down candle here, that level there, watch there. Okay, if you see price bouncing off from there, okay, that's a weekly down candle. If we were to close for the week, it should find support there. So because we've just opened and price has gone above it, it could also act as support, because this whole move to the downside is buying. Okay, now they've come above it, they should hold that and then keep going higher. So have this down candles opening price there, and then see if on the hourly price is going to find support. If it does find support, then you can be a buyer to continue going higher, right? Unbelievable, man. My mentor said, welcome to the wild, wild west. Let me just jump onto dollar Swiss. Welcome to the wild, wild west. Give me a second. Didn't quite get there, did it? Okay. Swiss yen. So Swiss yen. Let's remove all this business. I've been bullish, and we have reached a high time frame level on the weekly. I want to see how price is going to close today, because this is a range on the daily between this high and that low. Right, that's a range between that high and that low, and we have a breaker in here, so price is gonna find it hard to break this high for now. So I want to see how price is gonna close today. Do we close above this high? If we do, then I'll be looking for a continuation to the upside. Okay, not so much bullish on this one, because we do have a break in structure. So the daily is currently bearish. That's why this is not going extremely up as the other yen pairs. Okay, the other ones didn't have that. So euro yen didn't have a break in market structure. It did have equal high. This one didn't have a break in market structure. It did have equal high, but this one doesn't. This one has a higher high, so price is finding how to go higher. Let's drop down to the 4-hour. Yeah, it's finding it hard to go higher. I'm bullish on this till the end of the year. So if you want to catch a say swing to position trade, then you want to consider this as well, because on the weekly we have some interesting highs up in here. That's what I'm eyeing for this year, before the end of the year. Okay, so before the end of the year, that's something I'm looking at. So from where we are now till end of the year, that's what I'm watching for a trade to that level, right? This could be the beginning of that trade. but for now we don't have any proper, I would say, proper entry. I did get a long in here, but my long was closed on Friday, and I was trying to get a trade. I was trying to get a trade today, but obviously the news has surprised me. I might do something like this, okay, with a small position. I don't know, but I might do something like this and just hold on to it as a swing trade. I'm a swing trader, so I don't mind doing something like this. Okay, but let's see. I'm looking for higher prices, but let's see how it's gonna behave. Right, but look for higher prices. Let's see where I'll be wrong. I don't want to see it come back and take out this low. Okay, if it takes out this low, maybe it might come back down and take out this consolidation before the actual move to the upside happens. But I don't want to see that, because that will just negate everything. So maybe this gap is not a bad buy. So where we are now, maybe a buy from there to continue going higher. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, someone mentioned Euro New Zealand dropping. Well, I did mention, if you want to, just jump in and target down there with the Euro Aussie as well. Okay. All right, CAD yen. I think they're coming for this equal high. Coming into this week, to be honest, I was looking for bearishness in CAD. On CAD, not CAD yen, but I was looking for bearishness in CAD. All right, so I was bullish on New Zealand CAD, I was bullish on dollar CAD, and I was bullish on Aussie CAD. I'm still bullish on them because that's how I did my analysis going into this week. So this week I'm looking at all the CAD pairs, and I was expecting them to rally. Okay, I was expecting them to rally, but that has not been the case. It doesn't negate that it can go up. Okay, the oil, let's go back into our service pair. Oil has changed everything, but let's go back to 2016. I want to look at something. I didn't look at this, but as we are here, let's all look at it together. 2016, the 9th, the 9th did the same thing. We went up. Went up almost 6%, and then next day we dropped back down again. Right, went up 6% and we dropped back down again. So if I do have a level where I'm watching oil, and the reason why I bring oil in is because of the CAD pairs. I have this level up here on the weekly that I'm watching oil. We do have a short-term high, and then we have this last up candle, and we do have a higher high. Okay, so I'm watching it to see if they run this high and hit it and then reject, that would be bearish, and then my CAD pairs should start rallying. So especially this one and that one. Yeah, the New Zealand CAD and then the pound CAD, and now the dollar CAD as well. Okay, so watch oil. That should be your trigger to start looking at the CAD pairs. So your trigger would be look at this short-term high into this up candle. Okay, how price will react in there. Once you see price hit it and then reject quickly, check all the CAD pairs and you should see them going higher. And then what you do is you find a pair that is strong, which is the one I'm using, the New Zealand CAD, because the New Zealand is very strong. So I'll pair the New Zealand with the CAD and then I'll start looking for my buy. So that was why I don't fancy, or I didn't come into this week with bullishness on this. But it can, with the yen being what it is, we can see price go up here. Okay, we do have high, which is equal high basically. So we could see price continue going up and take out this high. All right, so on the dollar, on CAD yen, you could look for now, short-term target is this equal highs in here, and then that, and then there. Okay, we have that consolidation there, so we should look for price to take those out, and then that one, and then to there. I think it can do that. Looking at history again, let's go back to 2016. Yeah, 2016, exactly on the 9th, it did same thing, and it went up for how many days? So this is when I love going back to MT4. Doesn't give me how many days, does it? I have to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Almost 30 days. Right, that's unbelievable run. So we could get something like that. But for now, look for that equal high as your upside objective. That one and that, and then into this last up candle on the weekly. New Zealand yen. I'm so mad at myself. Actually caught a buy in here. I didn't trade it, but we did catch a buy from the 28th from this down candle right here. It was a sniper entry, and there, but I didn't expect this. Is ridiculous. Anyway, I'm looking for price to come up here. Right, on the weekly there is a gap, and we've been to the middle, so I'm expecting that gap to close in, and that will be, I don't see anything else, and then the equal high, because on the daily this looks like a consolidation to me. So once we hit this one, then I think we'll be looking for this to be taken out, right? And then let's look above that, because it looks like we are going to get a really big run. Let's look. Actually, let's go into the monthly. Okay, we'll be looking for this I'd be looking for that. Oh, all right. It's almost there anyway. So that's my upside objectives for now. Right, so that's my upside objectives for now. But yeah, I think this trade is a just jump in. I don't think it's gonna pull back. From what I'm seeing, if it's what it is, then I don't think. So this is TradingView. TradingView. I've been using TradingView exactly a year. Exactly a year. I started using TradingView last year, November. I was very big fan of MT4, and then I had some friends convinced me about TradingView, so I switched to TradingView a year ago. I don't think this might give a pullback, so it's either you join in and then see. Okay, I don't think it, all the yen pairs, I don't think they're gonna give a pullback, so do not expect apart from this one that has given a really deep pullback. So maybe if you want to get into a yen pair trade, this one would be the one to get in. That's the only one that has given a decent pullback. Let's go back to 2016 and see if this also gave a decent rally, because I didn't check this one. It did on the 9th, and then it went up for the rest of the year to mid. So yeah, it's also, if you want to get into a yen, one of the yen trades, then this one has pulled back reasonably, so that'll be the one to get in. It also did into a gap on the hourly, so that's not bad. All right, so as I was speaking, I jumped into that one, and I jumped into the dollar yen, and what else did I jump in? Yeah, just those two. I jumped into those two, but I'll be looking to jump into some of them. I'll watch how they pull back, and I'll jump into some of them, especially euro yen. I'll hold on to it till end of the year. So I'm not looking for tomorrow exit. I'm looking for really long time. Okay, so do not look at the trade as I'm getting in and it's gonna move tomorrow. It will probably move and continue going higher, but don't look at it with that mindset. Okay, so those are the trades that I'm monitoring. We're gonna revisit this once again. Give me a second. All right. Where are we? New Zealand CAD. So the idea I gave earlier regarding looking for continuation to the upside on this. So right now, CAD is really strong because of oil. Okay, it's not strong because of anything. It's strong because of oil, because oil is bullish. Because of that, actually, sorry, the other way around. CAD is really weak. Let's go on to here and show you what I mean. have a look at what crypto is doing. We jump onto crypto in a second. All right, so these are the futures market. We see Swiss and yen being the weakest. CAD is it's weak, but not extremely weak. Let's go into a daily. It did run this. It might turn out. They might turn around and drop pretty much really bad. Okay. If you do watch the futures market, watch CAD and see once we trade below this down candle, we should see some speed to the downside. So this down candle, watch it here, watch that one. If you break that one, I see probably them coming down for these lows. Okay, initially I was looking for them to take out, but they might come down for that lows, and then that would be another weak pair. So if you once you see this break, jump onto this one and start looking for a buy. It might probably run away, but just be confident with it and then look to target this high. Okay, look to target that high. All right, I was looking for a retracement into here before the rally, but it didn't do that. So the fact that I didn't do that means probably they might just decide to continue going higher. So look at CAD, look at this one, and then have oil as well. Look at oil as well, and then those two should give you a hint when this one is ready to be a buyer. Okay, so that is that. Gold, unbelievable. Unbelievable gold. One day wiped out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 days of up movement has been wiped out in a day. And I was bearish on gold as well. I was bearish on gold, looking for price to come down here. And they always manipulate price, but it's just getting that manipulation, timing the manipulation is everything. You want to time the manipulation, and then once you get them manipulate price, you could catch really nice trades. So this is a manipulation to the upside, and then they've wiped everybody out. I'm looking to take out this low and then come here. The reason why I think it's gonna come down there is because we do have, as you can see, I've marked out some down candles. That's a market maker sell model. So price is not willing to go above this once we've closed below. So once we close below, price is gonna find it hard to go back up again. Right, this was a first pullback, that's understandable, but after that, okay, see how price has respected that. Wicks goes above it, but it rejects, and then same area again. I didn't have anything on this one as a trade. The only trade I had was last week. I shorted here. Last week Friday I shorted there with a stop above there, and then it did stop me out, and as soon as it did that. So you will get this kind of things happening to you. It's normal, but I would have loved to be in this. So on gold, look for a continuation to the downside to come here, right? Yep, look for a continuation to the downside to come here. As you can see, I had several sales ideas, from here to come back down there, and then I have one up here to come back down there again, They keep stopping me out. Gold is very tricky. It is very tricky. But we're gonna conquer it. Alright. We're gonna conquer it. So look for downside objectives on gold to here. And oil, I've already outlined oil. Look for this high. The candle I want to print is we open, we go up, and then we reject, and then we come back down. I don't want them to close above this high. Okay, I don't want to see price all right. I don't want to see price go above this high. Okay, I do not want to see price close above this high. If it does, it's not good. So I want price to open, go up there, hit it, and then reject. So the next, let's say tomorrow's candle should go up there and not close above that and reject. So in the lower time frame, maybe it's gonna form a short-term low, and then that low will go up, come back, break it, and that should offer you a breaker, and then look to target down here, this consolidation, and then I'll be looking for a continuation to the downside to come down here. Because today, that was my trade idea. Let's remove all this business. Today, that was my trade idea. I was selling short up in here, this down candle. Well, actually Friday, I sold short here. So I got into this candles. I got into this one, and I was expecting price to drop here, and then they've slammed it up. So look up there. Right here, that's the breaker, and that's the last up candle. Right, look up there, let them run this short-term high, and then reject and come down. All right, Aussie CAD, that's where I have my buy at. That's what I'm watching. We have equal high, and actually let's go back and see if this one does the same thing, because I like looking at history. If history is true, and if this goes up, then obviously we jump in. November 9th. Okay, this doesn't. Right, so maybe it's no good idea. Okay, this doesn't. Yeah, Aussie CAD doesn't go up, so don't look for that buy. Okay, ignore that. Ignore that. Don't look for that buy for now. Let's go back to New Zealand CAD. Let me double check this one as well. New Zealand CAD 2016 November 9th. Okay, that also dropped drastically. Okay, so maybe all right, those two pairs, maybe wait. Okay, do not buy them yet. Wait, let's see how price is gonna behave, because if history repeats itself, I don't think it's it's a good idea to go against that. Okay, this is the level you want to watch because I like that one. So let's see if price is gonna drop in here. Okay, Aussie CAD, there's nothing on this, so ignore the buy. Right, ignore the buy. Maybe they might take it down, right? So ignore the buy and keep with the other ones, maybe the yen pairs and then the majors, because the Aussie, I think the Aussie will drop. So if we take out this low, as I mentioned earlier on, you can use that down candle as a breaker and then go short. Same thing with New Zealand dollar. If we take out this low, then use that, okay, and then go short for that retracement that I talked about before. If it's gonna go up, then it does go up, right? So look for, let's delete that. I think it's better on the 4-hour, right? This candle will engulf, okay, by the time this closes it will engulf this, and then you look to sell with a stop above here, and then look to target this gap, that gap, and then probably if the dollar continues going higher, then this will be entirely reversed and then go lower. Okay, if the dollar is going to reverse and continue going higher, okay, then this whole thing is gonna break back down again, right? So maybe for now just watch a short, and then I think we will meet again on Wednesday, and then on Wednesday I'll give an update, okay? But once we break, look for a short. Once we break, look for a short. New Zealand CAD, we are approaching the up candle on the 4-hour, so if we break that, you look for a long. That one has just breached that target, so look for continuation to the upside to take out that. The Euro New Zealand is dropping, so if you did catch it, well done. Euro Aussie should do the same. So I'm just recapping because I'm about to disappear. Yeah, look for the continuation to the downside. Like I said, New Zealand CAD and New Zealand Aussie CAD, ignore those. I'm gonna take them off because if history repeats itself, then they might drop, so I don't want to be in a buy on them. But dollar CAD, I'm definitely looking for the buy. So yeah, that's the end. Let's jump on to crypto. Let's have a look at crypto. Bitcoin. Bitcoin might come for a retracement, possible, maybe, because we've reached a high time frame level, or we've gone above this short-term high, so we could see Bitcoin going for a bit of a retracement. Breaking a short-term high, down candle in there, so we have a breaker in here, right? So if we retrace back to that breaker, you can sell short, place your stop there, look to target this low, and let's go on the 4-hour. Maybe we see a gap down there. Okay, so Bitcoin, you could look for something like that. If we had to pull back, okay, your stop goes above that, and then you look for this to the downside here. All right, this is also, there is a breaker in here and there is a gap down there, so you could look for a sell to delete that. Let's remove all that drawing. Let's go on the daily. Yeah, back down somewhere in here, and there. Let's drop down to the 4. Okay, down here. So this will be a downside objective. Watch this up candles opening price or low, that one. If we pull back inside there, you could look for a sell to come back down and target this gap. Ripple. I think price is gonna drop in this gap. It's just too low for target wise. Okay, it's just too low. Doesn't offer much. If you ever retrace down there, it's not too much in there. And then on this one, let's go on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, the buy is done. You could look for something like this and target this gap for now. And then if we form a swing high, then we might come back down to 50%. So 50% here and below. And we do have a gap in here as well. So I'll put it, go into the lower time frame. We do have a swing high. Yeah, so I'll probably look for this low to be taken, and then possibly that one, but that is too far. I'll just look for this for now. Okay, but you need maybe a pullback to the breaker first and then move down. Right, so that will be it for me. Any pair anyone wants me to look at? Any pair anyone wants me to look at before I can't believe oil did this to me, man. So this is my analysis over the weekend on Aussie. That's what I was looking for. And Euro Yen, I was expecting higher prices. Swiss Yen, I was expecting higher prices. And New Zealand, I was expecting lower prices. I didn't post this, but if I did, it would have stopped me out. I was watching price because today is Monday. There's a relative strength on New Zealand. That's why I'm really focusing on New Zealand pairs. So the New Zealand yen, you really want to pay attention to that. That is leadership to the upside. I think my dollar yen did give me some joy. Anything anyone wants me to look at? So our members tomorrow, tomorrow I've given you guys all the dates, right? I've given you guys all the dates. So tomorrow I'm gonna give you something else. All right, I'm gonna give you how I was anticipating this rally. Okay, I'm gonna give you how I was anticipating that. Okay, there are things that I was watching to see if they will play out, but now is as you can see is hindsight. Okay, now you can see it as hindsight, but I was anticipating it. Okay, so it's good to know why I was anticipating it and what led me to anticipate that rally into this gap here. Okay, so tomorrow make sure you bring your pens and papers, and then I'll show you what I was looking at, because it has nothing to do with price. It's things outside the chart that I was looking at, and the news that came out also helped it as well. So tomorrow morning, make sure you do attend the morning session. And our YouTube members, I think I did give you a glimpse of it earlier. If you didn't pay attention, probably wouldn't have caught it. But I'll see you guys on Wednesday with update on what is going on, and then with the members, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so enjoy the rest of your day, and